Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
Good evening, welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 10th of May. Terrorists neutralized in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Christian woman who was on death row has left country, confirms Pakistan. And US Taliban made steady but slow progress in Doha talks, says Khalizad. And now for all the details. A terrorist was neutralized by security forces in an encounter in Shopian district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday. This came a week after 3 terrorists belonging to Pakistan-based Hizbul Mujahideen terror group were gunned down in a similar encounter in the district.
A terrorist was gunned down by the security forces in an encounter in Shopian district of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province on Friday. The encounter started after the security forces launched a search operation following specific information about the presence of terrorists in the area. The slain terrorist was identified as Ishfaq Ahmed. The security forces also recovered arms and ammunition from his possession.
आज ये इनकाउंटर आज सुबह एक स्पेसिफिक इनपुट के ऊपर शुरू हुआ था और इसमें एक जो टेररिस्ट है वो मारा गया है.
India has long accused Pakistan of arming and infiltrating terrorists across the border to spread unrest in Kashmir Valley. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said that if voted back to power, his government will continue to take stringent action against terrorism like it did post-Pulwama terror attack. In an exclusive interview to ANI news agency, he expressed confidence that his ruling coalition would again come back to power after the general election.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said if voted back to power, his government will continue to take stringent action against terrorism like it did post-Pulwama terror attack. The Prime Minister made the remarks in an interview to ANI after a public rally in northern Rohtak city. While responding to a question if he will take action against Dawood Ibrahim and Hafiz Saeed like his government did in getting Masood Azhar listed as global terrorists recently, he said that he will continue to work against terrorism or any other threat to national security.
देश के ऊपर जहां भी जिस भी प्रकार के खतरे होंगे, चाहे व्यक्ति के द्वारा हो, व्यवस्था के द्वारा हो, चाहे जल में हो, थल में हो, नभ में हो, अंतरिक्ष में हो, भारत की सुरक्षा के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी प्रतिबद्ध है. भारत की सुरक्षा के लिए जो भी कदम उठाने पड़ेंगे वो हम उठाते रहे हैं, आगे और जोर से उठाएंगे.
Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party went into the election as frontrunner, buoyed by his image as tough and decisive after he ordered an airstrike on a terror camp of Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan on February 26th. The strike was conducted in response to killing of at least 40 Indian paramilitary personnel in a suicide bombing claimed by the Pakistan-based terror group in Pulwama district of India's Jammu and Kashmir on February 14. In a major diplomatic win for India, Jaish-e-Mohammed's chief Masood Azhar was listed as a global terrorist by the UN on May 1.
In news from Pakistan. Pakistan on Thursday confirmed that Asia Bibi, a Christian woman acquitted of blasphemy charges by the Supreme Court last year, had left the country. Asia Bibi had spent 8 years on death row accused of making derogatory remarks about Islam. The Apex Court had said in its ruling that the evidence was insufficient.
Pakistan on Thursday provided its first official confirmation that Asia Bibi, a Christian woman who spent 8 years on death row falsely charged with blasphemy, had left the country more than 6 months after being acquitted by the Supreme Court. Asia Bibi was convicted of blasphemy in 2010 over allegations she made derogatory remarks about Islam after neighbors objected to her drinking water from their glass because she was not Muslim.
She has left Pakistan on her free will. She is a free person and left on her own will. That is all I have to say on that.
On Wednesday, Asia Bibi's lawyer Saiful Muluk said she had left for Canada to unite with her daughters, who were believed to have already taken asylum there, but Canadian authorities have not confirmed this. Pakistan's Supreme Court had in January upheld an earlier verdict to free Bibi, but officials have worried that her sudden departure could trigger further riots. After the Supreme Court's judgment to acquit her, hundreds of angry protesters had took to the streets across the country calling for Bibi to be hanged. Rights groups say the blasphemy law is exploited by religious extremists as well as ordinary Pakistanis to settle personal scores against minorities.
More on news from Pakistan. Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency on Thursday said it had arrested 30 people suspected of being members of a prostitution ring that took young Pakistani women to China. A senior official said they have confirmed data of about 100 girls who were trafficked, but the actual number could be far greater.
Pakistani authorities have arrested 30 people suspected of being members of a prostitution ring that took young Pakistani women to China, a senior official said on Thursday. Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency made the announcement as the agency cracks down on similar operations. The arrest came a week after Human Rights Watch said the allegations were disturbingly similar to the pattern of trafficking of brides to China from at least 5 other Asian countries.
हमने अभी तक 30 चाइनीज़ लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया है और 2 उनमें से ख़वातीन हैं, चाइनीज़ लेडीज़ हैं। एक उनमें से उनकी रिंग लीडर थी कैंडिस, उसने अंग्रेज़ी नाम रखा हुआ था, उसका असल नाम ली यिंग है। उसको भी जेल भिजवाया जा चुका है। उसके साथ एक और लड़की थी, उसको भी जेल भिजवाया। इसके अलावा जो हमने अभी तक जो हैं वो 6 लड़कियां जो हैं वो बरामद की हैं पाकिस्तानी, जिनको जो है इस वक्त जो है वो झांसा दे के जो जिनकी शादी हो चुकी थी या होने वाली थी, उनको गिरफ़्तार किया है। पाकिस्तानी नेटवर्क के जो गिरफ़्तार लोग हैं वो हमारे पास 5 हैं जिनको जेल भिजवाया है।
The officials said they have confirmed data of about 100 trafficked girls, but the actual number could be far greater.
US Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad on Thursday informed that another round of talks with the Taliban have wrapped up. Without going in the details of the discussions, he said the two sides made steady but slow progress on aspects of the framework for ending the Afghan war.
US Special Envoy Zalmay Khalilzad on Thursday announced that the 6th round of talks with the Taliban have wrapped up in Doha. Khalilzad in a tweet on Thursday said that the two sides made steady but slow progress on aspects on the framework for ending the Afghan war. Without getting into more details about the result of the talks, he said we are getting into the nitty-gritty. According to the envoy, the current pace of talks is not sufficient when so much conflict rages and innocent people die. Khalilzad, an Afghan-born veteran US diplomat, had suggested earlier that the warring sides should declare a ceasefire as part of an effort to end the nearly 18-year-long war. But the Taliban rejected Khalilzad's offer and has continued attacks on government buildings and offices of foreign organizations. The most recent was on Wednesday, in which the group attacked a US-based aid organization in Kabul, which killed at least 9 people.
In news from Sri Lanka, first mass for a Sri Lankan church was held on Thursday after the deadly attacks by Islamist militants took place last month. More than 250 people were killed and nearly 500 wounded in the attacks on hotels and churches across the country on Easter Sunday.
Archbishop of Colombo Malcolm Ranith presided over a mass at St. Sebastian's Church in the Sri Lankan city of Negombo on Thursday, the first since the church was attacked last month. More than 250 people were killed in attacks by Islamist militants across the island nation on April 21, which was a Easter Sunday. Among those killed included at least 102 people at the St. Sebastian's Church. The service on Thursday paid tributes to those killed and injured in the attack and was open only to survivors and their families.
මේ ස්ථානයේ සිටින ආරෝග්‍ය ශාලාවල සිටින අපේ සොහොයුරු සොහොයුරියන් ඒ වගේම මේ මරණ සහ තුවාල වීම තුලින් කරදරයට පත්වෙච්ච සියලුම පවුල්වල අපේ සහෝදර සහෝදරියන් වෙනුවෙන් යාඥා කරන්නටයි.
The prayers were held in a temporary structure while the site remains under reconstruction. The ceremony came after Catholic churches in the capital, Colombo, cancelled Sunday Mass for 2 straight weeks after the attacks.
The doors of Kedarnath temple, one of the holiest hill shrines for Hindus in India's northern Uttarakhand province, were reopened for devotees on Thursday. The temple is closed in winters as Kedarnath town receives heavy snowfall every year and roads leading to the shrine are blocked.
Doors of Kedarnath temple, one of the holiest hill shrines for Hindus in India's northern Uttarakhand province, were reopened for devotees on Thursday. Devotees were seen standing in long queues, chanting prayers as they waited to pay obeisance to Lord Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction. The temple was decorated spectacularly with flowers in the picturesque foreground of ice-capped Himalayan hills. The temple is closed in winters as Kedarnath town receives heavy snowfall every year and roads leading to the shrine are blocked.
अब शाम को 5 बजे हमारा श्रृंगार दर्शन होगा, लेकिन आरती जब यहाँ पे सामने पे भैरव जी है, क्षेत्र वाले हैं, जब उनके कपाट खुलेंगे तभी आरती यहाँ पे प्रारंभ होगी.
Kedarnath temple is a shrine dedicated to Lord Shiva and is a part of the popular pilgrimage route covering 4 temple towns of Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri and Yamunotri in Uttarakhand. The temple was one of the few structures to withstand the floods in 2013 that killed at least 6,000 people.
A 3-week-long soft tennis coaching camp has been organized in Srinagar, city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir, to teach new techniques to budding players. More than 200 players hailing from different parts of the province are participating in the coaching camp.
With an objective of promoting the culture of games and sports among the youth, a 3-week-long soft tennis coaching camp has been organized in Srinagar, city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. More than 200 players hailing from different parts of the province are participating in the camp and learning new techniques related to the sport under the guidance of professional coaches. The camp is aimed at providing a platform to the budding players to hone their skills and prepare themselves to represent the country at national and international levels.
है तो हम लोग कोचिंग थ्रू यहाँ पे टेक्निक सीख रहे हैं और यहाँ पे हमें बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि नई नई टेक्निक्स और नई नई चीज़ें हम लोग यहाँ पे सीख रहे हैं, तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
हाँ, मेरे को तो अच्छा लगा. यहाँ पे एक्सरसाइज वगैरह सब कुछ, फिटनेस हमारी अच्छी थी, कोचेस भी अच्छे थे, कोऑपरेटिव थे. तो मैं सोचता हूँ कि जो सॉफ्ट टेनिस है आने वाले कुछ सालों में ये जम्मू में प्रमोट होगी, J&K में प्रमोट होगी.
Soft tennis is quite similar to regular tennis, but it is played with soft rubber balls instead of hard tennis balls which is used in regular tennis. The local players in the valley appreciated the efforts of the organizers for holding the coaching camp as it would enhance their sporting skills.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Terrorists neutralized in encounter in India's Jammu and Kashmir. Christian woman who was on death row has left country, confirms Pakistan. And US Taliban made steady but slow progress in Doha talks, Khalizad. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.